This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
We are done with Refrikala and young progressing. I am call the next phase of your board work, and it's all about the Ghana Premier League or the betPAWA Premier League, the top 6. Why am I potentially with me Agile League, and we are talking about a certain crop here, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Accra has for the Phobia boys. Now you can, there have been some new entrants into the top 6, and you can't cry Lions. Last season they were strugglers, but it's changed. But first of all, Yanka Kumasi Asante Kotoko was the last winner of the Premier League title. And you remember Brain Omunyane right last season. There were certain dominant areas, but before I met Twaso with Kotoko, there are certain indicators, performance indicators. Bako the squad depth. Squad no draw we ni hwa na show man ye system no best and I be maintaining the old system based on the available materials. So the squad depth no general e be adwuma wa hapa, the technical intelligence I will bench you abehye niam wa pitch so mess also take into factor. And yes also other areas be a bit affected sometimes of performance, suspensions, injuries, are two key players be and no indicators am dey adwuma. So from Kotoko on that at table top 6 alongside Aduana Class folk Accra Lions be the goal stars. So earlier in the season, Kotoko shape started there's been some sort of changes. So I say 4-2-3-1, a convertible 4-3-3 shape with Justice Blay and Richard Boadu Agadas in the double pivot role. Now two players here on my ball media pay. So you might talk about familiarity, but Kotoko there, these two players in midfield have been really played together because sometimes Justice Blay co defense now Agadas now with me are forming a very good partnership with other players. But let's talk about Kotoko, a team, the offensive strength and then the defensive strength. Now, all offensive strength there. This is Mukwala. So, how Mukwala control ball. You cannot set the back to goal post, but be a shot ball. It demands a lot to have a shot from this movement. So, striker didn't baby over shoot ball. How be holding on to the ball. But before even Odrin Mukwala, how many players can you find around the box from Samatex? And this game, your ball Babayara. So you have about 5 players or Samatex as against 4 of Kotoko, but Bono El Mukwala. A bad say no, it's down to individual brilliance. First of all, the chest control. How are the ball the from holding on and picking out the best space. So this is Mukwala. But look at the 10. This is never the replacement of Mbella, but I'm telling you, sir, Jumana Mbella here, he's been showing some signs of it. Another key member of that setup, Richard Boadu Agadas. Now from here, this position to the final third, we are talking about 38 meters distance into the box. So a basa over to me, I drive it with team into the final third. One, you need energy and then endurance. In addition to your stamina now. Now about the box, energy here, endurance and stamina are not really important here. What matters most is creativity. I had here some more. After so it's sequences. So I had now say what do I say after so the ball do the final third on. I honor my who say play away, say na ordinary. These two players make up Boadu in midfield, Mukwala in the attack. And Kotoko team no general this season. Should injury happen to any one of them, I am telling you for a fact, a repercussion on the team, a effect tellingly. Our team so Boadu a very, very key member of the squad, and Mukwala associate key member in the final third. And you can watch that free kick from Mukwala at a very short distance. Kotoko can't ball it team against Samate. So offensively, Kotoko goals. Makan was the best attack this season on 25 goals. But don't forget, this season, Kotoko goals at 13 different teams. As against certain teams, so for ball and to a minute. So almost 16 games, 13 Kotoko at the ball at 2 minutes. 12 Kotoko I consider at the free more. So these are the starter. I trade the team no strength. Now talking about goal distribution, Mukwala 8. That forms some 30+% of 25 goals in a Kotoko Ashano. But we need 18 the goal scoring rapidity doesn't really show because Ubenya Nicholas Mensah what 3, Ubabenya Zeze Moto to also 1. That is the rapidity I make wasm. So we are Shahwane Beshe, but the distribution is wide because Kotoko were 14 players at Ashago this season and Ebwa, but numbers no from 111 the door so accept to 2 not to 3 not to 8 it means amount time share but the defense another thing Kotoko and so going for because any attack in na titles in the mount general defense so from here Sharif and I win the bono at the Kotoko or more try some build it out at the so what do I get as a mechanic once them say on the ball or show a lot of strength this is another space for Bodu Agadas. He is here alone and Obajibo already a free defense so that is the second phase of the build up. The first phase has to happen here but the second phase depends on what this guy does and nothing any road or so one because the second phase is always important as the first phase. Now he lost the ball crucially area no lose ball no the sensitive zone so after so lose ball now then Prince Century said thank you Agadas. He had that ball with a bullet at the back of the net. So Agadas in the row on the ball, a crucial Kotoko. Off the ball, he should understand. Say a very, very important. Going forward, these are the areas Kotoko. The Phobia boys. And your odd season the more. They won the whole season, last 2 seasons, the title, but this season hasn't been real. AB I'll be defining the said in the transitional processes. The coach has to, have some time going forward. But and Bakumi team more and more, especially the foundation of the structure. I keep saying, Dino, the equip crown in your year, Danny be some form. So how's the folk at this point? How many players can you find here? Versus only one defender chasing the ball. But zone ball, it's always on the laterals. My cancer will say, and it's repeated each and every time I has back of field in the zone. Opponent in a try so the wider zones make up 2 and 3 for no all kind of Dennis Kosa. So look at the margin here. 3 strikers as against 2 defenders. When the area near there, it is for House of Folk. Has the defense in you. And you're but look at the structure. Forget about number of players who blue and I say rainbow colors. But look at Bakujina Bakuchi. At that way, you find winning league if you want to continue doing this. You find winning league money. They need to up their game. Whenever you have the ball in possession, think about the structure. This is a high line of defense. High line means defenders are now midfielders. Midfielders are now attackers because the real attackers are in the final third. But what happens whenever you lose the ball? What happens is you concede if you don't have the proper structure. Has in for Ranger League, so this is a young team, admittedly, but you are a traditional team, and any time the pressure is on you guys to win the league. And look at another situations. What are we seeing here? Has a folk against Bechem United, it's 2 for 2, but where are the fullbacks? You're for winning league. These are some of the things you need to do going forward. So, league back. If free Kotoko said they are free one man. These are some of the things to do. Now, after say Ube lose Bono, is it by means of conceding literally? That shouldn't really happen. So they lost the ball halfway, half crowd, but they couldn't recover. No element of recovery happens whenever Hasselhoff loses the ball. So look. In the final third, Hafiz Konkone is here. But don't forget, Ofrinfin Honmo Boko and Obaya General Oba Boxon Hoboko. I don't know about Benjamin Honmo. That is Hafiz Konkone. But how many players from the Rainbow Colors can you find here? But everybody's focus and concentration is on Emmanuel Avonyo. Why should it happen? Who is catering for Hafiz Konkone position? But the ball was lashed onto that space, laid down for him barely. So on Carbon in front. At this point, the goalkeeper or cover the first post or the near post. Coach Jerry Michiao or cover the near post, and it happens quite often. Every single moment, the opposition, including Tamale City, every opponent, or targeted the laterals. House of Folk, if you want to continue and win the league back, I think you should do more. And against certain teams like Dreams, lateral Honana General Omokoswa Omulusu Omoboso. This is not a team who really wants to, get the league back from Kotoko after what happened. And I've said it earlier, I said more transitional processes. But this is in your top scorer. It's Ben York. A youngster, progressing the profile neighbor. So, for goal scoring bed, and Tina so. But you need to do a lot. Apart from Ben York, you have Clinton Apia in the final third. You have Vinokas Bontin from Wafa in the final third. Couple of youngsters like Suraj, all these guys, the best department by squad for Hasfolk. I am midfield. Make squad, manka team. Squad means Obo Eso, Obo Salifu, Obo Awako, Obo Suraj. Quality players like Otanga and then Linda, but put them together as a team. They are not functioning so well this season. So Hasfolk has to do more. Now it's 2 for 2. Now 2 for 1. It's now 3 for 1. And now the 4th player would come. So this is the space. Why are you committing these blunders in your own zone? And general, all that top 6 in the Weber League, how many players as against one striker from Dreams? How does it happen? But the problem happened here after set 3 players in the giant or the ball you know. So upesa Uji League in the general, I am telling you, you need to do more. The upper body strength worked, but the lower body never worked. As soon as they were shaking about one clear ball, and they conceded right in the midst of 5 players. Has for conceded in the final third. They've been doing some little work, but my fear is that even not scoring, not any problem, but how they concede any problem. Kessben the Hasafuk. May count a bit outside of the top 4 going forward. Maybe something might change in the second round. Now, my conclusion, Mesa also add your more abba anymore. I think in the final third they need to do more, but defensively it's quite not good as well. But can't now the Oja boys, Aduana, the only team with 30 plus points this season. I don't want to already the mark 30 more or be any more. And general, I won't consider just 10 goals. Just as Adriana. But Osha goes to my consider now 18 or my share my consider 10. But even with that 10, I share 9 goals in the first half and I share 9 goals in the second half. So a bit of balance. Second half to me unlike Accra has for the goals I share 4 in order of one of the halves, and it means there's a half be a house of focus, especially in the first half. Only that stronger. But Aduana is telling us something different. 10 goals, but they also have some 10 clean sheets this season, and they are showing some signs. First of all, make our performance indicators. One, the technical man at that dugout is because hugely experienced from the national side to the club football or experience here. Part 2, the squad depth there. Me huni years after say Brighter J free squad the next top scorer Ubenya Solomon to Solomon Abuaje Ubenya Adron Frimpong with some 3 goals. But the defensive work and experience nature of Joseph Addo in the goalpost, led by Afes and Mo, they have some good squad, good team this season. But I think there are certain things they need to do right in our area against RTU. Almost a lot of weaknesses. They've lost against Karela, they've lost against teams. General fight for top 4 but my conclusion for Aduana anytime now, look at this chance. If we a team up as a league, how can it defend? When it has the difference be and in Bebrisa. In all honesty, Jenna has folk more defensive third and then the Aduana a difference in him. In fact, if indeed General say Aduana person a league, a trust with that consistency we saw earlier and on the latter part of the first rounder, I think they need to really do more in their method. The defense is bit okay, attack without Brighter J, Mintane, other guys, I should see the response. But the method continues to be the key area of Aduana Stars. I don't from Paul, also rejuvenating after Kotoko. Emmanuel Johnfi has been doing a lot, except in a temperament. Team here, also here, team for the growth of yourself, but with temperament around control. This might be a season for Aduana. But in fact, General, there are key members of the squad are meant to be performing. Aduana into me and for the pressure on the Kotoko, other clubs, and query. So my points and percentage for Aduana this season, they have some higher points. Saying Kotoko, I should be very honest with myself. But apart from Aduana, the next team of the league, potentially Kotoko by virtue of their method and then the attack. Defense, later, for House of Folk. They have a lot of work to do. So the potential 3 teams at General Betting League in this season, House of Folk are the outsiders. It is between Kotoko and the Aduana by the evidence of the first round. But the second round has some 17 games to go. Things might change, but for the time being, Aduana and then Kotoko look close to the title, better positioned than House of Folk. Now, me had much top 6, involve Bechem United, BBN Gold Stars, and of course, Accra Lions. We'll be talking about those 2 teams, or 3 teams, what they can, bring surprisingly, between their shaky potential traditional teams, between league, So we'll be looking at that from tomorrow, General. What are my friends here?
Okay, Newton Latte. Omodio aba a referee Kala and so messages will be eba Thomas Duya the voice note be aba say time woman can memoti for not also complaining bitterly about voice no name baby.